microphone where it needs to be. I think that's good. My glasses, can't forget them. Gotta have that going on. And then topics. Let me just open this up. And we will... What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Man, we're back at it yet again. Another Free Flow Friday. And I'm kind of liking this whole concept of, like, not really dealing with the Nintendo news per se, but just kind of, like, having a little chat with my people. Just spending some time doing some stupid stuff and having a great good old time. So typically we would do the Monday through Friday and all that nonsense. Today it's just laid back, just you and me, just hanging out in this wonderful podcast studio, just low key, not doing anything too crazy. Just gonna keep it, Anyway, so let's jump into this, right? Shall we? And like I said, normally I do the top Nintendo stories of the day. If there is a Friday that there's something major hitting, I will be sure to be all about the seriousness on a Friday. But I just figured, you know what? I had so much fun last week. Let's go into this. Let's go a little further. The last video, I did mention that if I hit 50 likes on that video, that I would tell a little story about why there's a disconnect or whatever, why I'm not doing things via Dayspace anymore. But it did reach 50, got close, very close. I was actually shocked that it got that close. But I read some comments and some people were like, you know what, we don't want to hear about the drama, we don't want to hear about the nonsense, so I'm going to put a pin in it. Maybe later we'll come back to it, but right now we're just going to move beyond it and not worry about it and just do our thing. One thing that comes up is, it's no secret that my wife and I are no longer together. Might be a little secret, though, because of the last podcast I just did, Breaking Bells. We get along really well. So it's that confusing thing of, well, what's going on and all that stuff. But the question that's been posed to me is, will you ever marry again once you get officially divorced? And the quick and the short answer is no. And it's not anything, like, I don't know, man. I feel like in life, and I know there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with what the statement I'm about to make, but this is my own beliefs. This is my own feelings. You get that one. You get that one person that you connect with on that level. And I do believe there's that one person out there for you. And I really believe that Toni was that one. We're not together anymore, but that doesn't mean I still don't feel that way. And it doesn't mean that that there aren't feelings or whatever. I think there'll always be feelings for the rest of my life. But that said, I just don't feel like remarriage is for me. Now you might say to me, well, Bobby, okay, you're saying this stuff. What if later on in life things get a little, and you two happen to make that threshold again? In a heartbeat, I would get back with Toni. And that's ultimately what that boils down to me is that, and Sean and Toby will tell you, when we had the conversations, even Jules, when we had the conversations, when I had to kind of walk away from what I was doing, I was walking away to try to save my marriage. I was not walking away for any other reason other than that. I felt at that time, and I still feel it was the right move to make, I was leaving in order to do everything I could potentially do to save my marriage. Didn't work, obviously. But at the end of the day, I look at it and I go, I don't feel like I would want to remarry. I don't feel like, and look, I'm saying all this stuff. Who knows? I might change my mind in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I don't know. But I feel like at this point in my life, and this is another thing that I've told Sean and everybody. So I feel like part of the reason why the marriage dissolved was all of this. Because I was focusing so heavily on this and not so heavily on my wife. And it's natural for her to feel loneliness and all that and just be like, you know what, man? I'm just going to go my way. You don't notice me the way you used to notice me, and I'm going to go my own way. And it didn't mean that I didn't love her, and it didn't mean that I wasn't in love with her. It just meant that, like, my focus was elsewhere. And I told Sean, I said, I lost a marriage over all of this. So this is my focus. This is where I'm putting everything at, because this is, if I lost one thing, I don't want to lose both things. You know what I mean? And it's weird. It's a weird thing to even be saying out loud, but I just feel like I need to double down on what I'm doing here. And in process of doubling down here, I don't know that I would even be able to meet anybody outside of these walls. I got friends and family, and that'll be who I meet and who I hang out with and stuff. But I don't see myself dating. I don't see myself remarrying, and that's just how I feel. So we'll see. Who knows? Like I said, I don't know what the future holds. Who knows? But right now, that's what's in my heart. That's how I feel. So that's where I'm at. So the next topic that came up is MUB, Make Us Better. And people were saying, like, well, you talked about on Red Shell Radio that you were done with Make Us Better, but yet you're doing all kinds of stuff with Make Us Better, and we don't understand what exactly is taking place here. So let me explain something. It's real simple. Make Us Better, the people within Make Us Better, are my friends. They've been my friends for years. Just because I felt like the better move for me was to not go back in, doesn't mean that I wish them ill will. Doesn't mean that I'll never work with them again. Doesn't mean that I don't love them, because I do. I love them all. Donnie Reese, Kara, Kevin, Mark Carabin, Joseph Moran, Sean, like the list. Everybody that's in PSVG, like, the people are so super supportive of me that I just feel like I don't ever want to leave that. Like, I don't ever want to disconnect from those people. Those people mean the world to me. You know what I mean? Like, me and Donnie clicked like that. We just had one show we did together, and, like, the brainwaves, like, we were on par immediately. It was like me and Sean and all that. Mark Carabin, like, dude, that's my boy. That's like, he's like my brother. You know what I mean? Like, so when I look at this and I go, like, man, I don't get where people are feeling that. It's weird, but, like, yes, I'm not part of Make Us Better. They don't pay me any money from their Patreon. Your money goes to them. It doesn't come to me. And I'm okay with that. Because my thing is I'm just having fun. I'm doing what I'm doing right now for fun. Will I start a Patreon? I don't know. I really have no clue what the future holds. I really didn't think I was going to start a Patreon in the first place. And essentially what happened was people started messaging me like, hey, I want to give you money. How do I give you money? I sat down with Sean and was like, hey, man, people are coming to us individually. Why don't we merge? Why don't we do something and make this community and this thing? I believe in the groundwork and what I did over there and how we got to where we were and the work that Sean's doing and taking further and all that. But for me personally, I just felt like this was just the opportunity for me to go do my own thing and to just do that. And it wasn't a slight on anybody. Never was meant to be a slight on anybody. I don't feel like they feel like it's a slight on anybody. They are my people, and they'll always be my people. This isn't this huge breakup where we hate each other. No. Like, I sat down with Sean the whole time that I was away. We had numerous conversations about the future. He wanted me back. He asked me on numerous occasions, come back, come back, come back. And when I went to E3, something changed within me. I seen different things, and I felt, this is the direction I need to go. And I sat down with Sean, and we had that conversation. I explained to him all the things that were in my mind, what I felt, and he was like, I feel better now. So you can go do your thing, and I feel better about it, and I'm not upset about it. So I totally get it, and I totally understand where people are coming from and why they're asking the question. But that said, you know, that's where we're at. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching this awesome episode. I don't know if it was awesome. Maybe, I don't know. You judge. You tell me with the thumbs up. Was it awesome or not? Let me know in the comments below what you liked, what you didn't like. You want me to continue this free flow? Let me know, because I'll stop it if you're not into it. If you're not feeling it, I'll stop it. That said, you know, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. Go check out Breaking Bells, the podcast I did with Toni. If We Ran Nintendo is later on tonight, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, live on my YouTube channel. Check that out. On Nintendo Talk Live tomorrow, Saturday, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to hook up with Justin Mass, and we're going to do that stuff. So enough of the self-promoting and all that, but you know how we roll. But that is all. Peace out, Preston.